So we need to address something pretty big. Episode 114 of Dragon Ball Super, hell broke loose with the comments and the aftermath of the episode. A lot of people were calling BS left and right for the episode, and I want to address a couple of different aspects of the episode and why I stand by what I said. And honestly, I think just a lot of people are forgetting certain aspects of what just went down. Episodes 109 and 110, and I believe I addressed this in my review, but let me refresh people's memories. Goku got the shit kicked out of him. Mind you, after that, very shortly after that, the only reason Goku was able to get back up was off a bit of borrowed energy from his worst enemy, Frieza. Frieza said, this should be enough for you to keep on going right here. Here's some energy, get up, go ahead, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he gave him a little bit of energy, nothing like taking a senzu bean or two, you know what I'm saying? He got a little bit of energy so he's able to move or whatever, right? I personally think if there's any BS for the most part from any of this, you could argue it's maybe the fact that how the hell is Goku still going? Because one, somebody brought up the fact of, well, aren't Saiyans after they get their ass kicked, shouldn't they have a boost of power, you know, a Zenkai boost, which is what it's called or whatever. It's been established. I'm not sure if in the anime it was mentioned or not. I know in the manga and anime, even though they have certain differences, I'm pretty sure it's still par for the course with the anime that Goku and Vegeta, they can no longer get Zenkai boosts because they've done it so many times. So they can't have that big buff of energy after a fight because they've just done it too many times. It's out the question. So that's something out of there. And also the fact that usually Zenkai boosts only happen, even if it is still going to happen in the anime, once somebody's been completely rejuvenated. You know, they 100% back to normal. Goku right now in this fight against Caulifla and Kale and now Kefla, he is on his last leg. So if anything, I would argue, how the hell is Goku still going? How is he even going into the God modes? What the hell is going on in that aspect? But let's take it into perspective. Just in the real time of the series, it was what, maybe 5 at most 10 minutes ago that Goku just got the living shit kicked out of him, that he was barely able to get up only because of a little bit of energy. So Goku's barely moving right now. So you gotta take into account, for people that don't understand and they still like, well, what are you trying to get at? Let's just say right now, you're a 25-year-old man, right? You just got jumped and the living shit kicked out of you. You're barely walking. You telling me that 16-year-old buff-ass little kid that normally you would beat the living shit out of him, he doesn't have a chance to kick in your ass because you're limping around, you barely have energy? Yeah, that's kind of what's going on with Goku versus Kale and Caulifla right now. Is there some BS to it? Yeah, it definitely does feel to a certain aspect. It's kind of like, what's going on here? But it was even justified very properly that Goku was still keeping his own for the most part, especially when he went into God mode originally against Kale and Caulifla. He was still keeping it going. He was still kicking their ass. But when you got a power-up that gives them enough where it's still definitely, without a question, it shouldn't be the case to be able to keep up with a god or whatever, but you got an injured Goku that he's barely moving, and then you got this being that continues to get stronger and stronger, and I'm sure they still can get Zenkai boost to the max because they admitted defeat. The reason why they went and used Potara was because they said, well, shit, we lost. So this is a desperate final measure, ace in the hole, so to speak, and that's why they used Potara. So Kale and Caulifla already had lost. They said, fuck it, we lost, and that's why they went and used Fusion to become Kefla. But you gotta think for a second, once again, Goku is injured. Goku is barely going. The fact that he's done what he's done up until this point between the fight with Caulifla, the fight with Kale and Caulifla, and now Kefla is amazing. And that should be the BS, if anything. Like, why is Goku still moving? What's going on? But not the fact that an injured dude that's completely, you know, running on some energy that Frieza gave him is getting kind of not necessarily bested, but getting hands thrown at him and not being able to keep up with somebody that is fresh and still, you know, especially now that they're fused or whatever. This is a fresh being, brand new power, everything, they're all good. Goku is injured, so yeah, it does seem as though, like, how are they that fast and they're blitzing around Goku, but he's injured. That's the bottom line, and I think that that's something that people are forgetting, that just about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, Goku got roasted and destroyed by Jiren, and he's barely moving right now, and that's where I feel as though my defense for Goku versus Kale and Caulifla comes in. No, Goku he didn't take an L against Kale or Caulifla. He roasted them when he went into God mode, but he's tired, and after a certain point, yeah, that person that you normally could kick their ass, you're tired and you can't really go that much longer, that person could probably beat you up now. That's my defense on it. I wanted to clear the air for the people that are saying, you're fanboying. I called out Dragon Ball Super many a times. Episode 100, as cool as it was, I called the shit out. On top of that, I mean, at the end of the day, the art, animation, because when I talk about an episode, I don't only talk about certain aspects, I talk about it as a whole. It was gorgeous. They got some of their top of the line people in there, so you're not only gonna talk about those aspects, you gotta talk about it as a whole. And the episode was gorgeous, art and animation, and some of the fight was really fucking awesome and action packed. It's just a matter of, where is the BS? Is the BS that Goku is getting bested by these two people, or is it the fact that this man is completely exhausted? How is he continuing? There's no Zenkai boost anymore. Goku and Vegeta can't do it anymore. Kind of curious you guys' perspective. I would like a more civilized take on it, opposed to the shitfest that went down with my episode 114 review. What do you think, now that I put it out there more, that hey, this man, he could barely go. He's running on borrowed energy from his worst enemy. Do you still think it's BS? How do you feel about that? I will say, as far as the items go, using the Potara fusion, I'd call that bullshit. You know, I didn't really address that much regarding, hey, they're breaking the rules, and there was also some flying going on. Yeah, that's bullshit. I agree with you guys on that. If that is indeed breaking the rules, and it's not said that items used for combat, it's items period, yeah, BS. And just your overall take on everything going down. Regardless of what, it is always interesting to see the fandom live and well and going crazy. It's just a matter of, let's put things into perspective, and let's not act like, hey, this is Goku just getting on the battlefield, brand new Super Saiyan Blue or Ultra Instinct, and Kale and Cauliflower kicking his ass. No, this is a man that's exhausted. So laugh for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.